In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you guys about if statements in Python. If statements are extremely important in programming and they allow us to build programs that can make decisions based on some conditions. So if some condition is true, we're going to do certain things, otherwise we're going to do other things. Here's an example. Over here, I've got this text file with a bunch of rules for our program. If it's a hot day, perhaps we want to tell the user, it's a hot day, so make sure to drink plenty of water. Otherwise, if it's cold, so here's another condition. If this condition is true, we're going to tell the user, it's a cold day, so wear warm clothes. And otherwise, if it's neither hot or cold, we want to tell the user, it's a lovely day. So let me show you how to write a program that simulates these rules. So back to our program here, we start by defining a Boolean variable, is underline hot. We set this to true. Next, we add an if statement. So if, here we need to add a condition. In this case, we're going to use our Boolean variable. So is underline hot. Now, if this if value is to true, then we're going to do certain things. In this case, we want to tell the user, hey, it's a hot day, drink plenty of water. So back to our program. After our condition, we add a colon. Now, note that when I press enter, PyCharm automatically indents our cursor. Now, any code that we write here will be executed if this condition is true. Otherwise, it will be ignored. Here's an example. Let's write a print statement. Here I'm going to use double quotes because I want to use an apostrophe in our string. So it's a hot day. Now let's press enter. You can see the cursor is still indented. That means we can write more code that will be executed if this condition is true. In this case, let's say we don't want to write any extra code. So to terminate this block, we need to press Shift and Tab. Now the cursor is at the beginning of the line. So let's write a print statement with a message like, enjoy your day. Now, when we run this program, because this condition is true, we're going to say this message followed by this second message. Take a look. So run. There you go. It's a hot day. Enjoy your day. But if I go over here and change this Boolean value to false and run the program again, our first message disappears and we only see the second message. Enjoy your day. So this is how if statements work. Now back here, we can add another print statement. Let's say, drink plenty of water. Now, because this print statement is also indented, it will be executed if this condition is true. So I'm going to revert is hot to true and run the program one more time. There you go. So it's a hot day, drink plenty of water, and enjoy your day. All right, now let's add a second rule here. If it's hot, we're going to execute these two lines. Otherwise, if it's not hot, we want to print a different message. So here, we remove the indentation and type else colon. Now, when we press enter, once again, our cursor is indented. So the code that we write here will be executed if this condition is not true. So here we can print, it's a cold day, print, wear warm clothes. Now let's run our program one more time. So we get the messages about a hot day followed by enjoy your day. We don't see any messages about a cold day. Now, if we go back here on the top and change this Boolean value to false and run our program, we see different set of messages. It's a cold day, wear warm clothes, and enjoy your day. But there's a problem with our program. If it's not hot, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's cold. Maybe it's a lovely day. So the absence of heat doesn't mean it's cold. Back to our conditions. Here on line 4, we have this rule that says, if it's a cold day, then print these messages. Otherwise, if it's neither hot or cold, then say it's a lovely day. So to implement this rule, we need to go back to app.py and define another variable. So let's say is underline cold. We set this to true. Now here we need to add a second condition. So after our first if statement, we can use an elif statement to define a second condition. Here's how it works. So elif, which is short for else if or otherwise if. Now here we add another condition. So is cold. So if it's cold, we want to execute these two lines. So let's cut these from here and move them under our second condition. And finally, if none of these conditions are true, you want to print a different message. It's a lovely day. So right now, is hot is false, is cold is true. So when we run this program, Python interpreter is going to execute the first if statement. In this case, because our condition is false, these two lines will be ignored. Then Python interpreter will look at line 7. It will evaluate this condition. In this case, is cold is true. So we're going to see these two messages on the terminal. Now, in this case, because one of these conditions was true, this else statement will be ignored. So we are not going to see this message. And finally, as before, we're always going to see this message. So let's run our program. There you go. It's a cold day. Wear warm clothes and enjoy your day. Now, back to the top. If we change is cold to false, it's neither hot nor cold. So it's going to be a lovely day. Let's run the program, and here you go. It's a lovely day. Enjoy your day. So this is the basic of using if statements. As you can see, they're very useful in programming. And with these, we can build all kinds of rules into our programs. Okay, here's an exercise for you. Imagine the price of a house is $1 million. Now, if the buyer has good credit, they need to put down 10% of the price of this property. Otherwise, they need to put down 20%. Write your program with these rules and display the down payment required for a buyer with good credit. You will see my solution next. All right, let's define a variable for the price of this house. So price, we set this to 1 million. So 1 with 6 zeros. Next, we need a variable to tell if this buyer has good credit. So has good credit. And we set this to true. Now we need an if statement. So if has good credit is true, colon. Here we need to calculate the down payment. So down underline payment should be equal to 0.1 times the price. That is 10% of the price of this property. Otherwise, colon, the down payment should be 0.2 times price. Now finally, we remove the indentation and print. Here we can use a formatted string. First, we add a label, down payment, colon, and right after that, we add a placeholder or a hole for our down payment variable. So curly braces, down payment. Let's run this program. So down payment for a buyer with good credit is $100,000. Now let's improve this by adding a $sign before this number. So back to our formatted string, just before the curly brace, I'm going to add a $sign. Let's run this one more time. That is better.